Bump the ass.
But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. It's called self-love.
Yo, we back with another video, you see what I'm saying? Enjoying this nice little sunset. You know what I'm saying? This nice little mild, hot Florida weather. You know what I'm saying? Not too much, not too little, not too spicy, just right, you know what I'm saying? Just mild and crispy, not too much, you know what I'm saying? No, for real, because it get hot up in this joint out here in Florida, you know? And this better not be playing. Bump the ass. You know what I'm saying? Oh bullshit, it be hot out this joint, for real. But today message of the day, and today's video is basically regarding understanding how to appreciate all of your emotions, right? Appreciating the good emotions and appreciating the bad ones. Recognizing your emotions and understanding how to learn from each emotion and learn from the things that you're feeling and things you're going through, right? Because you don't want to be a sore winner and you don't want to be a sore loser, right? You ever play sports and you deal with somebody who win and they super happy when they win, right? Or they too happy when they win, they a sore winner, they just talking, right? And they go overboard, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn, you like, you act like you don't know how to win. Or you deal with somebody that's a sore loser, right? Where they win, they cool, but when they lose, they got a weird attitude and they just bitter, or they want to take their ball and leave and do weird stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to understand how to win and you got to understand how to lose. Now you take that concept of a sore winner and sore loser and you apply it to life, right? And apply it to emotions, right? Because we all know how to be happy, right? We all know how to feel good. And we know how to, how to smile, how to thrive when we're feeling good. But how do we operate when we're upset? How do we operate when we're angry? How do we operate when things not going so well, right? How do we conduct ourselves, right? And this matters a lot because nobody teaches us how to prepare for rainy days. We always prepare for sunny days, right? But we don't really prepare for rainy days. How are we going to deal with ourselves when we're upset, right? And it's crazy because I seen this post the other day and it was talking about you don't really know a person until 1, you live with them, 2, you travel with them, or 3, you deal with them regarding finances, and 4, you deal with them when they're angry, right? And I thought the angry thing stood out the most for me, for me personally, because I've had situations where dealing with people when they're angry and you see people true side come out, where you see the bitterness, you see the envy, you see the jealousy, you see the spitefulness, you know what I'm saying? You just see conniving behavior, you see things that you wouldn't really want to coexist with, you know what I'm saying? And the whole concept of today is just, I want to shed light on recognizing our emotions, right? Recognizing when we feel good and recognizing when we're sad. I've had the luxury of meeting a lot of different people, and some of the females I've dealt with in the more recent past, I would say, didn't really understand how to deal with their own emotions when it comes to negative emotions, right? Even some of my niggas that I was cool with, I've been cool with some niggas who really didn't know how to be vulnerable, right? And that's one thing about me. I enjoy expressing my masculinity. I enjoy expressing my femininity. I enjoy expressing all sides of me, all versions of me. I don't got no shame in my game. If I like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to dislike something or act like I don't like something just because I know this person likes something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to be okay with who I am, and I'm going to stand on what I do. I'm going to own the things that I'm invested into and I'm involving myself with. I'm not shameful of the things that I'm deciding to put my hands onto or into. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like some people have trouble being vulnerable. Some people have trouble with being sad. You may see somebody that's sad and you ask them what's wrong, they're like, oh, nothing. They keep brushing off. They don't even know how to talk about their emotions. They don't know how to express themselves. All they know is to be silent and to wait until it roll over, right? Because they never really acknowledge their emotions properly. So now a person has gone so long without acknowledging their emotions efficiently, to the extent where they don't even know how to do it. Some people don't know how to be sad. And the messed up part is, it could also reverse. Some people don't know how to be happy. You got some people who live in like these dark emotions, people who got that like gothic vibe, and some people don't know how to smile. Some people don't know how to be happy. Some people only know how to be frustrated, only know how to deal with misery, only know how to be stressed, only know how to deal with low frequency things, right? So the whole concept is understanding how to deal with all your emotions. It's not just understand how to deal with good emotions or understand how to deal with bad emotions. It's understand how to deal with both, all the above, right? A variety. You want to understand yourself because you're going to go through various emotions. You're going to be happy in life. You're going to be sad. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to cry. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel discouraged. You're going to feel jealous. You're going to feel envious. You're going to feel inspired. You're going to go through a variety of emotions. So it's best that you learn how to deal with these emotions, right? It's best that you learn how to deal with rainy days. It's some people who are no longer on this earth with us because they didn't know how to deal with rainy days. Facts. It's some people who overreacted when they were upset and may have took their own life. And maybe someone else's, right? Maybe someone else's first and then their own. You know, so rest in peace to the people who we've lost due to a lack of emotional intelligence, right? Because that's all this is about, is emotional intelligence. Understanding ourselves, understanding how to grow, understanding how to coexist with ourselves when we are not feeling like ourselves. Understanding how to coexist with yourself when you're not feeling like yourself. You understand? So understanding how to deal with your emotions when you're not feeling the best version of you, right? Understanding how to process things, right? And one thing I encourage people to do is take it one day at a time, right? Trying not to overreact to things too much, right? You don't want to make permanent decisions off of temporary emotions, right? It's a nice little cute little saying, but it really got some deep meaning behind it, right? Because you could be in a situation where you frustrated. Let's say you driving on the road and you tweaking, somebody done cut you off and they done gave you the middle finger, they curse you out, and you black. Let's say you go and you bang, you hit their car, or they pop out the car, you pop out. Now you up in the pole, and you know what I'm saying, you went down and now you looking at life because of what? Because of one low moment when you was upset and you was frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because you felt like they disrespected you on the road. Like, they probably was rushing where they had to go. They might have been late to their daughter's recital. You never know what people are dealing with. You never know. They might have been rushing to the hospital because they got a sick mom or grandma. Like, you never know. And you overreacted. Now you done lost your freedom in your life because of you being upset during this one moment and overreacting. Right? So it go the same way when you sad. When you sad, you're upset, you're dealing with a breakup. You don't want to get to cutting yourself and harming yourself and beating yourself up physically and emotionally and spiritually, all because you're frustrated with something that you're dealing with, right? You want to learn how to express yourself, learn how to talk, right? Learn how to pray, right? Talk to God. That's the most important thing. Talk to God before people, right? Understanding how to express yourself and get those emotions out of your system. Understanding how to write, right? Journaling how you feel. When you're happy, when you're sad, get it out your system, right? Making music. You know, you got a variety of different things, and you have multiple different options on ways you can approach it when it comes to expressing yourself and getting things out of your system, right? Flushing it out, right? But regardless, you just want to take it slow. What I advise anybody to do is to try not to create too much movement when you're upset. If you're frustrated or you're angry, be still. Be still. You want to make decisions carefully in life, because decisions have benefits and consequences. You don't want to move too fast and do too much when you're frustrated or when you're upset, right? You don't even want to do too much when you're happy. You might be on a super high frequency and you vibrating so high and you feeling all good about this, and then you rush and make a decision. You know, like people who feeling good and they in love and they want to go get married and elope because they on this high frequency with one another. But they didn't even spend time getting to know each other and really preparing to live a life with each other and preparing for longevity, and they end up crashing out just as fast as they got together. It's just as fast as they'll separate. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be careful with the decisions you make and try not to move too fast, because your emotions will blind you and your emotions will trick you. It will cause you to believe that either everything is all right or everything is all bad. It could go either way, you know? And you just want to process things, you know, understanding what you want to do next, process how you feel, process what went wrong, process what went right? Process it all. Evaluate, self-reflect, understand yourself, understand the situation, understand your emotions, and grow with yourself. Continue to grow, continue to prosper, and understand that you're going to be all right. This too shall pass. Things might seem messed up today, but it'll be all gone tomorrow. April showers bring May flowers. Gang.
But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. But it start with yourself, that's called self-love.